And I just want people to understand that it was a good thing. It helped me. It helped me enormously. And so part of who I am is being in the culture, in the hippie culture in my early years, when I was a young adult. And even though I don't know my birth mother very well, one of the gifts she gave me, besides life, was when I was about 11. She took me to work at the Oregon Country Fair. And we worked there, and that was my first experience to something like that, the Oregon Country Fair. After I met those people, I made friends and started, working there. And the last time I worked there was in '95, I guess. But then I just kept going as a participant, because it's actually more fun to not work there and be there as a participant. The Oregon Country Fair is magic. It's everything that an autistic person would want. Any every stimming trick technique is going to be found at this fair, and there will be a store for your item to stim with. Every cool personality that's doing something awesome and unusual, you're going to find at the country fair. And art, music, great people, love, and family is at the fair. And so she gave me that. She took me there for the first time, and then after that, I didn't ever go with her again. But I don't even know if she still goes. But I sure did, and it helped change my life in a positive way. It helped me become a loving adult, I believe. So if you don't know about the OCF, the Oregon Country Fair, check it out. The last time I went there, I just it's a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just show up. I know it's going to be good. I don't even look anymore in the newspaper they create called the Peach Pit. I know it's listing all the music and the people, but I don't have to look at that. I know it's going to be good. I know what I'm going to expect. So I'll just buy a ticket and go. And the last time I did that, it was a Friday, a day when it's not so busy. And as a Easter egg treat, they'll have all these little things that nuggets of goodness you can find around the fair. Easter eggs. You didn't know it's going to be there, and then suddenly it's there. Well, in 2019, one of the best Easter eggs of my life was when I was at the fair on a Friday, and then suddenly Phil Lesh and friends decided to play on the main stage. And usually a headline band like that would be on a Saturday, maybe a Saturday night private show. But, well, showing up and just seeing Phil Lesh play so casually like that without all the pre-planned anxiety, it was heaven. It was one of the best experiences of my life. And so consequently, I am a big fan of the Tom Wolfe book. For example, the Tom Wolfe book, The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test. I read this book when I was pre-teen, and discovered that in my local world, there were a lot of cool people. And so I wanted to access that. And when the Oregon Country Fair came around, I knew what that was. And so I accessed it. In the book, The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test, Ken Kesey is a main character, a real person who grew up in Oregon, an author who wrote the book One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest that they made a movie of, which they filmed in Salem, and with Jack Nicholson. And he also wrote, other books. Sometimes A Great Notion is a really great book about Oregon itself. Well, I had a chance to meet Ken Kesey once. After the Oregon Country Fair, one of the days, the fair ends around 6 at night. And so there was an after party at the Veneta. Well, it was called the Fern Ridge Reservoir, which is close to Veneta. And so we all went there, and there were, hundreds of us, hundreds of people there at this after party. And Ken Kesey, is still sunny and everything. Ken Kesey and his brother were there, and they had the new Further bus. They were kind of cruising around in it, and speakers and music and bands and everybody I knew. And it was one of the best parties I have ever been to. And I have to say, it was hot and sunny